What's up, guys? This is Brad with over at Final Fantasy 14 Masters.com, and today I just wanted to go over the basic character creation in the game, just to show you guys what it looks like, what your options are, and all that. When you get to the character creation screen, your first thing you're going to be choosing is your race and gender. There are 5 different races right now. The higher, which is basically look like, you know, typical human. Elezen, which is looks like the elfin type people. And forgive me if I'm pronouncing these wrong. I really don't know how to pronounce these, but the Lalafell, I guess, and it's basically just like a short person kind of deal. Can I get it to select? There we go. You can maneuver it around, check out the looks of them and stuff, but basically that's what that is, a little person. I have no idea how to pronounce this, Makoti maybe, but it's basically just a cat person, which is kind of neat. They got the little pointy ears and the tail and everything, and then you have the Rogadin, I guess, which are kind of like these beastly looking guys, huge guys. But basically that's the 5 main races, and of course there's also female versions of each one. You got they're a little bit different stylistically, but not really. They have basically, you know, the same styling, just slightly different clothing and stuff, but obviously a little bit different build. But basically, yeah, that's what you could do. You gotta choose your race and gender first. For right now, I guess I'm gonna go with the male cat guy. Okay, and you can also mess around with your poses. You'll show if you choose unique, you'll actually do different emotes and stuff that you can do throughout the game, so you can see how the character looks while it's doing different positions and such. Or you can just select standing, which just has it standing still, just so you can see it all around. You can also remove the clothing. See how they look without the clothes. And you can also change the background environment to see what they might look like against an actual game environment. We have an outdoor daytime setting here, and another bit of an outdoors kind of place. More of a mountainous kind of area. And this is an actual room. And then if you go to one of the outdoors ones, and then you can change the time of day to evening, so it looks like nighttime. So yeah, you get a real good idea of what your character is going to look like in the actual game. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the male cat guy, the Makoti, or however you pronounce that. Confirm that. And then the next thing you have to do is choose which clan you want to start off with, which the attributes that you get are a little bit different. You got your strength, your dexterity, the vitality, and so on. The numbers are a little bit different depending on which one you choose. So it just really depends on what you plan to do with your character. If you plan to be a tank or a DPS or something, you want to look at the different stats that you're going to get. I'm trying to go for more of a tanky version, so I'm going to go with someone that's got strength and vitality, and this looks like Seekers of the Sun is going to be a good one for my choice. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that. And this is where the real the character customization comes in. There are a ton of different options here. You can change your height, your skin color, the shape of your tail, the length of your tail. Well, that's only for the cat people, obviously, but still, you get the point. Hairstyle, hair color, face, jaw, all this stuff. There's a bunch of options to go through here. I'm gonna make my guy, I don't know, let's make him tall. And then you hit confirm and it'll move down to the next one automatically. Choose your skin color. I'm just gonna go with like a standard human kind of color. Tail shape, I guess you can move around to the back side and check that out. Quite a different variations here. Just gonna go with this. And then tail length, yeah, I want it to be kind of long. Let's see, what does this go for? Hairstyle, okay. So you got different hairstyles. This is probably going to be different across all races and stuff, but basic principle, obviously you can choose what hairstyle you want. I'm going to stick with this one for now. Choose my hair color. Let's make it black. Highlights? You got highlights too? Alright, that's cool. Let's do some white highlights. There we go. Alright. Now you got the different facial types, which some look more rugged and weathered than others. Some look a little bit younger. Obviously, you want to choose whatever one fits your personal preferences. I'm going to go with a more rugged looking guy. This is the jawline. Not a whole lot of variation. A little bit of variation in the chin there. And the depth of the jaw. Then we got different eye shapes. I kind of like this one. The size of your iris, you can do large or small. It's not really too noticeable on this particular character, but I know on the big bulky looking guy, the eyes looked pretty different. Let's see, eye color. Let's go with something kind of bright. Let's do blue. What does odd eyes do? Oh, that's cool. You can have one eye different color than the other. I think I might actually do that. I'm gonna do kind of a whitish eye and a blue eye. Alright, now we're going to the eyebrows where you can do different shapes, different styles. I'm just gonna go with this, I guess. Your different nose types. It's really the shape and width of it that changes, not much else. I'm just gonna go with this one. Your different mouth types, again, just different shapes, different sizes, the lips and stuff like that. I think I'm just gonna stick with type 1. You can change your lip color as well. You can do a dark shade, a light shade, or none at all. I'm just gonna do a light shade of, let's do this, I guess, make it a little bit more natural. Facial features like facial hair and more pronounced eyebrows and stuff like that. You can choose to have all of them. You can choose to have one or two or none at all. Depends on what you want. I think, you know what, let's just put them all on. Alright, then we're going to do the facial tattoos, which really aren't that noticeable. Some of them are in some characters, but not really. And then also you have the option after this to change the color of it, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Now I can make it more noticeable. Let's just go with like a dark gray blackish color. Alright, now we've got face paints. There's all kinds of different ones. I think these are all the same across all races. Yeah, these are pretty much the same as I saw during my first character creation. So just go through, find one you like. If you don't like any, you don't have to have it. You can also choose one if it's got like if it's not symmetrical, like this. You can change it to the opposite direction by hitting the reverse button. Let's see, do I even want any of these things? You know what, that looks kind of cool. Might do that with let's see, what kind of color do I want to do on that? Let's just go with white. Voice, this is kind of one of the cooler features of this. You can actually choose from a variety of different grunts and laughs and all kinds of stuff, which is a pretty neat feature, and it tells you basically what the general idea is by selecting these little emoticons up here. This is meant to be for the angry grunt or whatever, and you can tell there's different versions of it, and then you can just choose whatever one you want. And let's see, you got the victory cry basically. You got your laugh. You got your like nod of approval kind of thing. Yeah. And then we've got the just plain no basically. It's basically a no or just a general disapproval. Anyway. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and confirm all that. Save appearance data, and just going to save it to a different slot. And that's pretty much it for character customization, but there really is a lot to choose from here. Obviously, you can spend a lot more time than I did. I was just trying to rush through it for the sake of time and sake of the video. Like I said, some of them do have a little bit different attributes and stuff that you can change. Obviously, this particular race has a tail, so they have the different options for the shape and length of the tail. Other characters don't. Other characters have other aspects. But the general thing is you got your height, your skin color, your hairstyle, hair color, anything to do with your face, your mouth, everything. You can change the colors of just about anything on your character, and then you have all kinds of tattoos, and then the voice. And that's pretty much it for the character creation in the new Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. You also have to choose your, I think it's just your birth date basically, which I don't think there's any stat attributes or anything that you can get just from doing this, but I don't know, maybe just choose your own birthday or something that sounds cool to you. You know, they got the different moons and first, second, third, fourth, fifth, all the way through sixth. So yeah, let's just go ahead and confirm this one. And then you've also got to choose, I guess it's your sign or your patron deity. All right. I know before it was called God or sign or something like that, and these do give you a little bit better elemental attributes. It just depends on what your character's going to be, what you plan to do with that. They have multiple different ones: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them. Alright, so you got 12 to choose from. Each one has a little bit different stats. Not really that different, honestly. There might be a little bit of like a point or two difference, but that's pretty much it. Let's just go with Beauregard. Alright, and then you gotta choose your actual class. Now this is probably one of the most important parts of your character creation, obviously, because your class determines the type of player you're going to be throughout the entire game. You know, basically you just have to know what these different classes involve, what they're able to do, what they're meant for, etc. There's 2 different categories that you can choose from in the very beginning, and that's Disciples of War, Disciples of Magic. Disciple of War includes Gladiator, the Pugilist, Marauder, Lancer, Archer. Disciples of Magic got the Conjurer, the Thaumaturge, and the Arcanist, excuse me. You know, Gladiators are mainly meant to be tanks. They really just they are pretty good for defense mostly. They do have a little bit of DPS, but not that high. I think this is required to be a paladin, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's what the Gladiator's about. The Pugilist is meant for like melee DPS. They're definitely in your face, punch the crap out of you strong, so that's good. I think you have to be a Pugilist to be a monk, actually. The Marauder is more of like it's kind of a hybrid tank and DPS. It's a really good class, actually, because you get a lot of defense attributes, you get a lot of strength, so it works pretty well, and I think that's required for the Warrior, actually. The Lancer, they do a lot of melee damage, which is pretty good, using spears and stuff like that. They have great stats for just basic DPS. It's required for being a Dragoon, I believe. The Archer, obviously good at range DPS. Probably not going to be the best choice for survivability unless you're really good at kiting and stuff, because they probably don't have a lot of HP to begin with. An Archer, let's see, you have to be an Archer to be a Bard. I know that. Alright, and then under Disciples of Magic, we got your Conjurer, which it's really good for healing and support builds, really nothing else. They're really mainly just meant to be a support build. You have to be a Conjurer to be a White Mage. The Thaumaturge, however you pronounce this, they're kind of like a ranged mage DPS, so pretty good for taking out enemies long range. I'm sure they have a lot of AoE attacks and stuff like that. And this required for being the black magic job later on. And the Arcanist, I don't know why I keep saying it like that. I can't really remember a whole lot about the Arcanist. I know they're probably meant for mage damage, obviously. Let's see what does it say about it. Okay, so powerful spells, symbols to unlock the power contained within gemstones. Arcanists are also able to summon forth a familiar known as carbuncle to carry out their bidding. So they're kind of like a summoner class, really. They're able to summon magical creatures and stuff. Yeah, that's basically what you get to choose from the beginning. There's only 3 classes within Disciples of Magic, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within Disciples of War. So really you just have to determine what kind of role you're going to want to play, whether you want to play a tank or a DPS or a support build, you know, and just base your decision upon that. I think I'm going to go with the Marauder because I like to be a warrior, and I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. And then you just have to choose your server, and obviously this doesn't really matter a whole lot. You know, obviously it's probably better to choose a server within your country, just because it'll probably reduce the latency and stuff. If you choose to go to a European server and you're actually in North America, you might have a little bit of problems with connections and stuff, and so on and so forth. And there are going to be some that aren't available, and this is probably not the full list because this is just the open beta. It's not the finished product yet. So yeah, basically just want to choose a server, hit OK, and then you gotta choose your character name. Let's just call this dude Billy Bob. I'm sure that's taken though. Oh, no, Billy Bob's not taken. Alright, cool. So we just created our character and added him to a server. And now we can start a brand new game with him. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You choose your race and your gender, your appearance, the clan, and your birth date, and what class you're going to be, and all that good stuff. And that's pretty much it for the character creation in Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn. That's it, guys.